The Public Works and Infrastructure Department has provided a progress update on the economic reconstruction and recovery plan, as well as infrastructure delivery. A focus was also on the public and private construction industry's recovery plan, and Minister Sihle Zikhalala joins us now to tell us a little bit more. Good evening to you, Minister. Thank you for your time. No doubt for construction companies that are feeling the brunt of the actions of various construction mafia, especially extortion, strong moves to address it are welcomed, and you announced several intervention and support measures, including a call centre for those affected to speedily report disruptions. How will it work, Minister, and when could it possibly go live?
No, thank you, and thanks for having us on your program. The construction and property industry as a whole has been affected by a number of things. Firstly, COVID-19, but secondly, the whole issue of disruption in construction sites with people demanding protection fee and extortion. So we are working against the clock to ensure that we stabilize the industry and we grow it. We have established this hotline, which eventually will be linked with police so that we are able to communicate and report issues to police with speed. It is going to go live soon. Within a month, we will be announcing the details. And we are also intending to strengthen the capacity of the department and the CIDB to look on contractors who are defaulting, because we have seen a number of government projects delayed or even stopped because of contractors who are defaulting. You find that contractors will claim to have a higher grade, and when it comes to the work, then you find that they are not having a required capacity. So we want to be decisive to ensure that the industry is stable, effective, and growing.
Yeah. If there's time, Minister, I want to come back to the restriction committee and authority for, people such as the ones that you're talking about now. To go back then to the question around the mafias, and given that they are often reported to be heavily armed and heavily entrenched, some companies have filed court interdicts to no avail. They've got to give these, mafias sometimes a 30% cut in their projects. What other resources and unique strategies are being deployed to break down those networks?
The first is the dedicated unit within the police, which is operating within the police, and it is linked to public order policing. And therefore, you've got an infrastructure in terms of the police. Secondly, it is the coordination in terms of reporting and making it easy to respond to those cases within a short period of time. The third is to ensure that all cases that have been reported are properly investigated and prosecution take place.
Another area of focus, of course, Minister, was the strengthening of the power grid. And to do this, you plan on embarking on an acquisition and expropriation drive. What land are you focusing your attention on, and what would it be used for?
Well, the focus is on land that will be used by Eskom for transmission line. And we want to make it easy for Eskom to have this transmission line constructed without the delay. Often there's been a delay in terms of responding to the requests and applications from Eskom. We've set a proper structure that will coordinate to ensure that if there is a land that must be expropriated, whether private or public, we do that with speed, but solely for transmission line.
Minister, a subject that really resonates for citizens are what you've touched on slightly, projects with substandard delivery. In your release today, you talked about the restriction committee and authority for those who've abused the supply chain system and who've actually failed to perform on their projects. How does it work? And can citizens raise a red flag immediately? For example, if a road is promised in the area and something else is delivered, or that road, doesn't last very long, would this be a resource for them?
Yes, this restriction committee will be composed of all disciplines within the built environment, and we'll have specialists who will sit and analyze each and every project that is not doing well. But on top of this restriction committee, we have called on the Construction Industry Development Board, the CIDB, to establish the Ombuds Office. And that Ombuds Office will look on both the contractors who are failing, those who are not adhering to transformation prescript, and we would want to see the industry working effectively and engage in the transformation programs.
You've also promised swift action on lost, stolen or misappropriated assets through this operation called Operation Bring Back. And you're warning those involved that the full might of the law will be brought to bear, and you're promising things like arrest and prosecution. How many properties are affected, Minister, that we're talking about?
Well, currently, there are a number of properties that have been transferred to individuals. And law enforcement organs have done a good work in investigating that. That includes some pieces of land around Sentin and some around Midrand. So you will see even the value of land would be high. But there are those also that have been stolen in areas that are like your secondary cities and even toward your rural areas. So Operation Bring Back is about bringing back all state assets, those that are illegally occupied, those that have been stolen by individuals, those that are even occupied by people who are foreign nationals. So we will want to bring all of these back under the state and optimize them so that they would be used by other state departments or organs.